Rec Room's biggest YouTube creator made fake grooming allegations against me, and Rec Room refuses to do anything about it. Let's talk. So, for those who aren't aware, a few months ago in November, I made this little expose video on this Rec Room YouTuber, Barry the Bear. Yeah, it was this big thing for the Rec Room community for like, what, a few days? But then he, responded to the allegations, on my birthday actually. He responded on November 15th saying, all the allegations I made were absolute lies! Barry the Bear would never do anything bad. Does this have a wink? Wink! Wink! Well, yeah, if you guessed why I was winking, it's because I debunked it earlier this year. I made a 1 hour long video saying Bear kind of isn't innocent. He kind of lied about everything. Factually lied about everything. Like, there's tons of screenshots. He was not a kid when he did everything. He still does it to this very day, most of the stuff I've accused him of, and etc, etc. I could go on and off about that, but you could just watch my debunk video if you truly care about the Barry the Bear drama. But recently, he decided to have the bright idea to make a response document to my hour-long video. So, we know he definitely has a ton of great things to say about that. But, so when I released my response video, a week later to his 5,000, 6,000, whatever member Discord server, he released a Google document responding to the allegations by opening up saying I'm a groomer, that I like to diddle children in my free time. Whoa! Yeah, guys, I'm sorry, Barry the Bear accused me of all this stuff, so, I have to pull out the ukulele now. The only thing I ever did were 2 Barry the Bear allegations. I'm not a liar, just a loser. Yeah, we're not doing this, dude. Let's just explain why I'm not a groomer. Because I woke up to that day. It was quite sad that I got accused of being a child diddler. Like any other person would be. I don't think everyone wants to be called a child diddler, especially when they don't diddle children and they dedicate a ton of their life to preventing children from getting diddled. So, let's explain why I'm not a diddler. But before we explain why I'm not no child diddler, let's read some of the screenshots he accuses me of doing. Gulp! Heavy hitters here, dude, Only the heaviest of hitters, so let's open up the document. Listen, I want to tell you something, okay? Yeah, go for it. I might have caught feelings for you. I sound stupid and all, but you're nice and I can't explain it. Oh, okay, Toast. I love you too. I mean that as well, blank. But the thing is, you're an adult. So, how's that gonna work? We can keep it a secret between the two of us. Yeah. Then you get the more extreme stuff, where then you got the more serious stuff where I send a dick picture to a 13-year-old girl. Ooh, that's tough luck. Yeah. Then you also have me saying ERP. You also have me saying ERP. Saying I just want to fuck the shit out of you. Okay, you get the idea, He accused me of being a very bad guy. If you want to read that document he made against me, it's in the link of the description below. But I'm going to link multiple versions, and you're going to see why I'm going to link multiple versions soon enough. So yeah, I think you get the general idea. I don't need to explain much else because, I don't want to read the other screenshots of a lot of disgusting shit he accuses me of. Let's just explain why the Google document is false and why it was factually impossible for me to groom a minor. So, the document he uses is this little old document made by Floofy VR fans. If you don't know who they are, I exposed them November 2023 before going on my long hiatus. Yeah, let's just say they were a pedophile. Lucia made a new video on it. Check it out if you care. Let's just say Floofy VR is a big time pedophile with a big cult-like fan base who does anything to attack me. So yeah, they made a ton of fake allegations back in the day about me, which is one of the reasons why I went on my hiatus. But yeah, on screen right now you can see one of those Floofy VR fans. They were called Rainy Days Ahead. They were pretending to be a victim of me. And they're using the exact same document Bear says now is true in January of 2026, but in May of 2025. Now, I have a question. Why did it take Bear 7 months to use prior public knowledge of a document? This document is like no big secret. I'm pretty sure it's been spread around and known to be false in my inner communities for quite some time now. So if you guessed why it took him 7 months to bring up that document, it's because it's fake. No one believed it, but I guess he believes it, you know. So yeah, in the document, my first ever conversation with this 13-year-old girl, whatever, is made on July 22nd of 2024. Now, I'm mentioning the date because, I don't know how to say this, but there's a screenshot in the document from February 28th of 2024. So, if my first contact with the minor is in July of 2024, but there's a screenshot from February of 2024, I just don't think time travel is possible, guys. I don't know what to say to you. Maybe time travel is possible. Hit me up if time travel became possible in the past. Maybe I'm just not educated. But I don't think time travel is possible, so feel free to do that, guys. Hit me up if you ever need that. I really would love to see how time travel is possible. But the interesting thing about that February screenshot, the one that we used to debunk the document when it released in May of 2025, is that, that screenshot's missing now. It's nowhere to be found in Bear's version of the document. Think why that must be. We call up this Floofy VR fan, to say this state does not make any sense. They start to ghost us, never respond again. They're like, oh, well, believe what you want to believe, whatever. Now we see this document reappear, but now that screenshot's missing. I don't know about you guys, but that's a tad bit suspicious. So, another way we can actually prove this little document he made to be fake is, through emoji reactions. No, yes, that's absurd. Emoji reactions. No, Discord would never have a feature that would allow you to prove it to be false. So in the document, there's this little screenshot of which the victim is hovering over a message. But when you hover over a message on the Discord app, you get Discord emoji reactions. You get 3 reactions. Those are your most commonly used reactions. And the ones that are used there are the 100% emoji, thumbs up, and thumbs down emoji. The interesting part about emoji reactions is that when you've never used a Discord reaction ever in your life, it always defaults to the 100% emoji, the thumbs up emoji, and the thumbs down emoji. To prove my hypothesis, I made a brand new Discord account, added myself, used 0 emoji reactions on that account, and just hovered over a message. And whether you believe it or not, the default reactions on the Discord account are the 100% emoji, thumbs up emoji, and thumbs down emoji. Now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm an idiot, but I'm pretty sure if you've used Discord for like a year or two, you definitely don't have the default ones because you've definitely used an emoji reaction at some point. Maybe you just find a funny image you want to react with a laughing face emoji. Maybe you want to give the verification emojis for those Discord servers. So, I'm not saying it has to be fake, but guys, this is a really big suspicion, since this really could mean that the victim really is just an alt account with inspect element screenshots, which are fake. Fake, guys. Maybe guys, correct me if I am wrong in the comments below. Bear the Bear, I would love to see the response, because as we all know, guys, Bear the Bear, most morally righteous guy out there, he would never do anything wrong, right? He would never do anything wrong, guys. Shame on me for ever dissing the great Bear the Bear. Bear the Bear always looks out for us little boys. Now, the most insane piece of evidence I can use to prove my innocence is, believe it or not, the audio recording he uses to prove the document's legitimacy. So he attaches this little voice note saying, in a private vent to the minor, I was bawling my eyes out and I decided to vent about my life. Guys, I have to say something. Guys, I have to admit something, the voice recording he uses is real. Oh, I got you, Okay, let's talk about why, why this is totally outlandish, why it's not real. Well, the audio recording is real, I'm not denying that, but he tries to say it's from a private voice call with the victim, to say, hey guys, if you're talking to the minor and there's a voice call, maybe we should do something about it. But, it was actually sourced from a live stream. Now, guys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just gonna play the two audios for you guys to watch at home. You're gonna see what I mean, but yeah, I'll just wait here while you guys listen to it.
Distance myself from everybody in real life. I've ghosted my entire friend group for like a month at this point. They've tried to talk to me, and then I keep being a bitch, and I'm thinking, they don't care, even though they obviously fucking care.
Now that's what he accuses me of saying to a little girl. But I come prepared, guys. Now here's where the audio actually comes from. Now I'm gonna show you the clip, from where it's aforementioned, what I just said it comes from. So here you go.
Who I am anymore. I've distanced myself from everybody in real life. I've ghosted my entire friend group for like a month at this point. They've tried to talk to me, and then I keep being a bitch, and I'm thinking, they don't care, even though they obviously fucking care. And I'm just trying to save them.
Wow, guys, isn't that interesting? So unless I have like this entire speech, pre-planned, with this exact same stutters, with all of that actually, maybe, just maybe, guys, I know this is a long shot, but maybe the victim isn't real. Maybe that audio recording isn't from a voice call, but actually just an iPhone recording, whatever, an Android recording of my live stream, because it's frankly just my live stream audio, but way shittier. So, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Once again, find the inconsistencies. I'd love to see Bear the Bear to prove it. Now, Bear the Bear has said there's nothing wrong with the evidence. I've brought this to him, I try to say, hey, you might be being misled, guys. I don't really think this is true, Bear the Bear. But, he says, no! I'm gonna be a big poo and say these allegations are true, even though the overwhelming amount of evidence says it's false. Maybe that is kind of just Bear the Bear's character, Maybe he just likes to lie a lot. Maybe that's just who he is as a person, He wants to make fake grooming allegations because it's so cool. But like I mentioned earlier, the document was made by Floofy VR fans, so, maybe the Floofy VR fans, they messaged him. Maybe they were trying to manipulate him. But, guys, I always come prepared. I have video recording evidence of the victim he says I groomed, admitting everything is fake. But not only that, the victim admits Bear the Bear is in on the entire situation. Now, remember how I'm linking multiple versions of the document in the description below? Well, that's because of one little key factor we're going to look into. But notably, in the original version of the document, it says, hey, if you have any questions, concerns, whatever, message me at fanon_new at Discord, at the top. So, because it's fake, I'm like, whoa, when did I say this to a little girl? So we saw that fanon guy, we were like, okay, let's add this fanon_new. Let's see what they have to say. So I got my friend Declan to message them, and well, you just gotta watch it for yourself.
Dude, I bet they think they're so smart deleting the like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I bet they think they're all like,
Yeah.
they don't know we can use this against them.
I said my word. Wait, what did that
Yo.
say? Did you catch that?
Did someone catch?
Hold up.
It says something about blood.
Yeah. It said, I will not stop until Toaster's blood stains and a noose.
Okay, so suicide. But like, nooses are for hanging?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bear knows who I am. Oh. Let me get that
Wait,
right.
did they just say Bear knows none of this is true?
Yup, it did, and I
Wait.
was recording.
Hold up, wait, let me see what it is. Bears know I am. Yet nobody will believe your inspect element. Yo.
Interesting. Is I recording OBS? We both recording OBS.
As I'm also recording on my phone too, just for extra safety.
Do not say that. Fuck you.
Too late, bro. Nah. I'm just edging them on, bro. Cause we already got our big thing. They said that all of this was fake, bro. What else? Like. Ooh, that's not a good one.
Okay, they acting like they know all that.
Yo, stop, bro.
Canada. Somewhere in Europe.
Dude,
Oh, they're deleting all their messages. They're deleting all their
please
messages.
scroll up. We cannot let them get away with anything.
Wait, so you're not
Dude.
from
Yo,
Canada.
record, bro. You recording this? Basam, are you recording this?
America? I
please.
am.
Bro, just make sure
You're not
it's lock in.
from... Wait, let me type.
What is the
Gem!
message?
Gem! Gem!
Yeah. You should like wait till the very end.
Gem!
Before I go, the sex with me and Toast will have at his funeral will be perfect. Isn't this the life? Me and Bear's conscience is clean, even if it required
Oh,
lying.
Gem!
For isn't a white lie justifiable when the person is being accused is a and since
makes no
Toast
sense.
loves Death Note so much,
Fuck
this is
Gem!
my perfect.
Gem!
GG's, Bear the Bear! You propelled fake grooming evidence against me because you were too scared to take the fall of your own actions. Wow. It's almost like when a lying dog barks twice, maybe you shouldn't really care about what they have to say the third time. But, that's not definitive proof, Bear could have just been manipulated and, this fan guy could be lying through their teeth in that, little video call, Well, guys, there's evidence to say that Bear knew what happened with Declan and Fanon and still decided to keep the evidence up. Now, what I'm going to show you is never before seen. So, remember how I said in the original document, it says, if you're reading this, add me at fanon_new on Discord. But guys, well, whether you like it or not, but now, that disclaimer is suddenly missing. after we confronted Fannin. I wonder, guys, why is it missing after we have video evidence of Fannin admitting to lying about everything? So we even have evidence that to say this: either Bear the Bear always knew it was false and decided to propel it, or he didn't know it was false, but after being informed it was false, he decided to just remove Fannin from it, so that way he could remove anyone from removing his little prejudice against me, getting everyone against Big Toast, because when a journalist wants to call out someone for being a real degenerate, you should never believe the journalist. You always need to believe the great YouTubers. Amen, guys. Because, maybe I'm just not as morally righteous as Bear the Bear, because, he was calling me mentally ill for trying to defend myself. I was trying to do this low key, I was just trying to DM him, I made the document to inform the public why it's fake. I tried messaging him, no one wants to, his friends are like, we've seen enough, Toasty. We don't want to speak to you. So, yeah, they're cutting me off from talking to Bear, which is interesting, guys. And he decides in his public Discord server to call me mentally ill for trying to defend myself. Guys. So, guys, don't worry. If you ever get fake allegations, you have to admit they're true. Otherwise, you're mentally ill, according to Bear the Bear. Guys, let's just give a standing applause. Woo! Whoa. He's such a genius for this, Who would have thought? If you have fake allegations, you're mentally ill. Whoa! It's also interesting to know how Bear started to ban people mentioning my arguments in his Discord server. They were like, oh, you talk to Toast? Banned! Whoa, you have common sense and have actual evidence to debunk my allegations against Toast? Banned! Because, maybe we shouldn't believe liars, but guys. He has 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. We have to believe him. You've gotta believe him! But ironically, while I do find Bear the Bear one of the most disgusting people I've ever had the displeasure of beefing with online, Rec Room's response, 10 times worse, bro. Rec Room is generally one of the worst companies when it comes to moderation. So when the original expose video released in November, a friend of mine sent that video over to Sage, a Rec Room staff member. He does some moderation here and there, but he's a Rec Room staff member. Keep this in mind, There's a lot of moderation stuff, I'd argue. So he messaged Sage, saying, hey, look into Bear the Bear. He did very bad things, So he messaged that on the 5th and the 13th of November, because he really wanted to get his attention. On the 14th, Sage replied saying Bear was innocent, even though he dressed up sexually in a kid's game, which is Roblox, by the way. What you're seeing on screen right now is his avatar. This is not taking place when he was 13. This took place when he was 16. So it's okay, guys. Rec Room thinks it's totally okay as long as it's not their platform. Hell no, not on their platform, but if you dress up sexually on Roblox, A-okay by Rec Room standards, so don't worry, guys. You can change as a person, even though you still do the very same degenerate actions you're being accused of to this very day. I don't know what Rec Room's on, but Rec Room, hand me that Za, bro. I want whatever you're on, bro. Jeez. So yeah, when I responded, I don't think that was sent over. It'll be on screen right now if I'm wrong. But when Bear called me a pedophile wrongly with fake evidence, we sent everything you've seen to this point to the Rec Room staff member Sage. We sent that on January 12th. We said, guys, look into that, The next day, January 13th, Sage replied, hey, I understand these Bear the Bear concerns, especially since he made these fake grooming allegations against Toast. We'll look into it, We'll see what he has to say. So yeah, it's now February 19th as I record this very video, and Sage still hasn't responded. So let's keep this in mind. It only took them a week max to say Bear is innocent. But now that he made fake grooming allegations against me, he can disprove his allegations, whatever. I've brought even more evidence to the table in that 1 hour long response video. They suddenly go silent. They're just like, oh, no, I didn't hear you, nah, boo-boo. You know what they say, guys? When someone does something bad on your platform, look the other way, you know? The great minds like VR Chat, Roblox, you know? They've all done that, you know? Rec Room's totally one of the greats like them because, as we all know, Roblox and VR Chat have great moderation. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know? It's even though it's been a month, we sent another message to Sage, you know, saying, "Hey, can we get an update?" You know, a month later, this was like mid-February. We still have no updates. So we sent multiple messages asking for updates. You know, asking, "Hey, are you even looking into Barely Bear making fake allegations?" They've just stayed quiet. No response. Nothing. I really wanted to give Rec Room the benefit of the doubt, but they just want to prioritize someone who makes money over actual user safety. They want to keep someone on the platform who dresses up sexually. They want to keep someone on the platform who, frankly, is a degenerate. He should not have video partner, which makes him probably thousands of dollars, by the way. He makes a living through Rec Room, the same platform he actively abuses on. Sure, he shouldn't have his entire life taken away, you know? He's only 18 right now. But, you know, I don't think he should go unpunished. I think there has to be a punishment for everything he's ever done. Because he's unable to disprove any of my claims other than lying, and when things go all against him, he just makes fake grooming allegations. You know, it's just disgusting. So, in all, if there's anything I wanted you to take away from this video, it's that Bear's an asshole who lies his way have consequences. So make sure to subscribe to him, you know. Guys, actually just unsubscribe, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. Block him on all your platforms, whatever you want to do. He should not have a platform, frankly, for being this fucked up. And Rec Room refuses to punish people like him. I know, guys. It's almost like they prioritize, you know, PR and money over user safety. Guys, I know. This is crazy. Because, you know, no company does that. You know, VR Chat never prioritizes money over user safety. Roblox definitely never prioritizes money over user safety. You know, wow. I'm gonna delay the documentary. You know, that 2-hour long documentary completely talks about Rec Room. Probably my final piece of Rec Room related media on YouTube. I'm just trying to tell you guys, you're not ready for what you're about to see. It's gonna come out this summer. You know, I have to delay it because the Bear allegations took a toll. You know, I have to edit these videos. I have to respond to a lot of people, you know. Just know it's gonna be delayed. So maybe around summer, maybe June, maybe May. I'm not sure. But we're gonna definitely see that video out eventually. So yeah, keep that up, you know. Remember, never blink, and I'll see you in the next one.